welcome to this month's edition of Insights with Erica. Today we are talking about the work from home dynamic that 40% of the population is in right now, and how sometimes that is manifesting in, instead of working from home, we are living at work. We are all well versed in the problem. We are expected to do our same full-time roles working in the environment of our home. Sometimes that is a tiny apartment, sometimes the internet is an issue, maybe there are kids involved that need remote school attention, or you're playing the role of a homeschool teacher, as well as the duties of your job and maintaining a household. And if that wasn't a lot already, we are constantly on a screen, we are getting Zoom fatigue, we are feeling burnout and overwhelm in a way that we hadn't predicted before. This might sound familiar. Your phone is your alarm clock. The alarm goes off in the morning. You roll over, grab your phone, turn off the alarm, immediately check the news, check your work email, check your personal email, check any social media platforms that you're on. And what that does is it creates this cortisol reaction. You are already stressed and you haven't gotten out of bed. And it just adds to this cloud of anxiety that we are carrying around with us all day because we are attached at the hip with our phone. We go through the day, we have Zoom meetings, maybe we're juggling childcare and remote school, all of the other things that go into this time right now. And then at the end of the day, the last thing you see is your phone, you're scrolling through it, and then you plug it in and put it at the bedside table, and it starts all over the next day. The expectation is that you are always on, you are always available, and you can get an email at 11 o'clock at night, and that's okay. What this is doing is making work even more invasive. It is encroaching on every aspect of your life because it's happening at home. And if you can't separate the two, then the sentiment of I'm living at work really starts to ring true. What can we do? What are our options to create more of a buffer? What are the boundaries we can put in place for ourselves? Is there flexibility in the way that we are going about our day to the extent that we can implement those guardrails so that it's not as invasive as it feels like it is or is becoming? A few potential solutions or suggestions. The first is having more of a routine around your phone that is intentional. So, for example, moving your phone outside of your bedroom, charge it in a completely different room to where you sleep, and turn it off, an hour before you go to bed. Give your brain that time to unwind so that you can fall asleep and have a more restful sleep. And the next morning, leave it off for half an hour after you get up in the morning. And that's just going to allow the stress to come down just a touch, and you're not automatically putting yourself in that stress-induced, cortisol-infused mindset the first thing you get out of bed. So creating more of a buffer around your phone is a really great first step. Another option is to implement a more robust morning routine. Morning routines have gotten a lot of buzz in the last couple years, and they're really great. Given this time, it may not be feasible to write in your journal for 30 minutes in the morning while you're drinking a cup of tea. Maybe you have kids jumping on you and that's just not possible. But even just little things of having your outfit picked out the night before so that you don't have to make that decision in the morning. Going for a walk around the block to get a little bit of fresh air for 5 minutes before you sit down at your computer. Adding little buffers like that can help put you in the right mindset for the rest of the day and have a more productive work day. Another fun one is to have a closing ceremony for your workday. So this might look like closing your laptop and doing a little dance and saying, "Woohoo, I'm done for the day," or something fun like that. You could play a certain song and that signals the end of your day. There are all sorts of things that you can do. You can be super creative. The sillier the better. The more movement the better, because that will create almost a tactile exit for the day so that your mind can now shift into your afternoon or evening. This tip you might have heard of before, but the idea of trying to keep your work environment, and anything outside of that has a different function or role in your life. So if you relax on the couch in the evening, try working in a different spot so that when you do want to unwind, your brain isn't mixing those contexts and trying to be in work mode while you're trying to watch Netflix. So trying as best as possible, given the space that you have, to create that boundary in terms of the environment where you are working. That is all I have for you today. Hope you found some nuggets in there. See you next time.